who I talked to yesterday a little.
Yo, what's up, man?
But no cold calling yesterday. But what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good,
I'm blessed, dude. I'm excited. So tell me, man, how can I help you become a better wholesaler today?
Well, man, where do I start? So the biggest issue that I'm running into right now, I feel, is my market, right? I'm one of those guys that did spend money on a mentorship before I found your page. But the mentorship's not a bad problem. I think my biggest issue right now is just finding that virtual market and then obviously marketing, right? Yeah, I've just been stuck. So right now I'm in Yuma, Arizona. Don't know if you know where that's at. It's a small little town south of Phoenix, about 3 hours. So I'm doing Maricopa County, and man, it's rough. I mean, I've locked up a couple deals, and then other wholesalers will go and steal them. Doesn't matter if you put a memo in or whatnot. So that's been my biggest struggle right now. It was just getting a deal under contract. So I'm trying to go virtual. I'm having a hard time finding the right market though.
Okay,
I have watched your videos also.
Why don't you do Yuma?
I am doing Yuma. My only marketing channel right now, I'm using Launch Control for SMS, and then I'm using a cold call out of the Philippines. I train her, so I manage her, and she's honestly doing a good job. I'm not getting any. I'm getting a lot of retail leads, but I'm not, because I'm a realtor as well, so I'm getting retail leads, but I'm not getting a wholesale lead per se.
Okay, well, let's get straight up here. So, are you doing Maricopa County or Yuma County?
I'm doing both markets.
Why don't you just do Yuma County?
Because I run out of my leads way too fast. The population's
217,000 people living in Yuma, dude. I got like 300,000 in my market, and I'm stuffed.
Really?
And your average ARV, I just looked it up. We're talking 267, dude. That's way less than mine. Maricopa sucks, man. Like,
yeah,
dude, people would die in Phoenix to be where you're at right now. So let's kind of break this down. What lists are you pulling that you're quote unquote running out with?
Right now, I'm doing absentee and vacants. I do pre-foreclosures, but I'm probably not as consistent as I should be.
Okay, so you're doing pre-foreclosures,
absentees, vacants, and that's it right now.
Why not probates?
It's just a timing thing. I have to go to the courthouse and actually pull the probates. The county that I live in, it's you have to go in person to pull it.
Okay, have you called the clerk of the court and asked?
Yeah, they say I have to go in there. So they have a public computer that you use, and you have to handwrite all the. I've done it before. You have to handwrite all those names and stuff like that. So it's just
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's actually good. And then some of the
no one else can do it, man.
Some of the documents will actually have like whoever's getting the probate, they're gonna have their name, phone number, and address. So it's really good. It's just I own 2 other businesses, and I just don't have the time to go to the courthouse.
I get it. Okay,
it's a priority thing. I see where you're going.
What about code violations?
I did pull that. In my county, there was only around the city of Yuma, there was a total of 20 houses that are on the code violation.
Jesus, man. That's a lot of houses without code violations.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about arrest? Like, I can go down the list. Arrest records.
I haven't even touched arrest records. I just don't know how to. I know how to pull people that are incarcerated. I just don't know how do you find the houses associated to arrest records.
Property appraiser.
Property appraiser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say Dean Michaels gets arrested. Saying that an example. So just Dean, or it'd be a unique name. It'd be like Michael, Yanovovich or like something unique, right? Does Yanovich space or dash Michael own any real estate? If it's a unique name, it's gonna pop up, dude. And then those work out really well, man. Liens, you have to go in person.
Which ones?
I'm assuming liens, you might have to go in person, like probates.
So I can pull up tax liens, which I've done. So that's actually, I'm targeting liens as well. I pulled up tax liens, but actual like federal liens and stuff like that, I'm just pulling them from PropStream.
Okay, yeah, that's easy. Alrighty. Trying to look this up here. Yeah, I don't think public record is gonna be a pain in the butt here. All right. Actually, they got daily cases on here. It's gonna give you the case type. Oh, they don't give you. They only give you case numbers.
Okay.
Shoot. Yeah, they're a pain in the butt there, man. That's good though, man. I'd be living there if I were
Yeah.
you. But okay, so your SMS text blasting, cold calling. What are the results looking like with that?
So like I said, my cold caller is doing both markets. As of right now, I'm pulling in maybe 3 leads on SMS, which I think is a little low. My deliverability and response rate's really high. I'm using actually what you taught on the kind of the
Dude,
message template, and it's money, man.
I'm
Getting
telling
a
you.
getting a good deliverability and response rate, but not as many leads as I would like. And then my cold caller, she's giving me anywhere from 3 to 6 leads a day,
Okay.
but it's Maricopa and Yuma. And again, she gives me, if a person wants to sell, that I'm getting that lead. It's not, I don't have her pre-qualify them whatsoever.
Okay.
Well, she qualifies them, you know what I mean? But I don't want her going into deep motivation and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you this straight up too. I think this is a great idea. I've been telling everyone like this. You're good at talking to sellers, right? Seems like you are,
I hope so. Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, you sound very personable. You seem
Yeah.
like someone who likes talking. So I think you should find some new wholesalers in Yuma
Okay.
and have them drive for dollars for you. I guarantee there's a young buck out there that doesn't like talking to sellers, but they have a lot of time in a car and they'll drive for dollars for you. I've had people do this in Tampa for some people out there, and they'll drive for dollars for you and just give you leads and you split the deal. And those things are money, man, especially with your cold callers.
Yeah.
You got to live in Facebook and find some people like that. Yuma's got a decent population, which 217 you can find Maricopa County people to do that for you too. I mean, you said you run 2 other businesses.
Yeah. So I have a pest control company. So how they drive around, I have them pull D for D if they can. If they pass by a crappy house, I want them writing it down.
Yeah. All right. I mean, if you're working, it's gonna be harder for you to drive for dollars. So I'd say drawing for dollars in Yuma would probably be the best one, but I mean, your time's kind of constrained.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be going off the government list. I mean, are they shutting off water in Yuma?
I've tried pulling that list and I couldn't get it. Even after throwing the what is it? The Freedom of Information Act, they still wouldn't release it.
All right.
Do you know if there's a way around that? Because I mean, I threatened to talk to the city attorney, and they called my bluff. They said go ahead, so it didn't work.
Did you?
Huh?
Have a meeting with them.
Yeah, I guess I should.
I met with the city attorney in 5 counties at least once, every single one. I know them all. They've all dealt with this face because they wouldn't give me a list, and I got to pull up stuff.
Okay,
so
I'll try that.
Go meet with them, man. Call the bluff. Hey, I'm a tax-paying private citizen doing private research, and I want to see if I can pull this list. It's a public company, right?
Yeah.
Ask. Here's the thing, man. You could potentially be the only wholesaler in Yuma County that has the water shutoff list. How valuable would that information be for you?
Really valuable.
Is it worth a 30-minute conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hands down, man. Okay. So I'm telling you should be doing that.
Okay. So you would recommend just staying in Yuma and I guess what I'm doing right now is I just started today. I'm getting away from my cold caller calling, and I'm trying to start calling as well because she's doing a good job. But I know that if I get on the phones, I'm more in control. You know what I mean?
Okay. So now how much are you cold calling?
So like I said, I own a couple other businesses. Today I cold called for about 2 hours. And that other business was for a solar company that I run.
Okay. I'm telling you, if you just did an hour of drawing for dollars and you cold call for an hour or 90 minutes and then 30 minutes of cold calling, you're going to do so much better.
Really?
Drawing for dollars in Maricopa actually works. The problem is there's so many people drawing for dollars, it doesn't really work too well. No one's really doing it in Yuma. And the problem with Arizona is kind of like everything's kind of on a rock. So it's not like Florida where I find tall grass, there's not mold everywhere, but a nasty house. There's plenty there. So drawing for dollars works there too. Those sticky notes work the best out there. They work so well. People used to kill it out there when I started like 4 years ago. Sticky notes in like Arizona, but it's not really a thing too much anymore there. But you're south, so you can probably do that. So sticky notes and drawing for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars on lien lists, reverse drawing for dollars on not probates, but like if you can get the code violation list, if it's any bigger, but lien lists, honestly, taxed liens on sticky notes probably be one of your best bets too. Credit card debt lien list, IRS debt lien lists.
The only problem that I found with the tax lien is that at least in Arizona, once you get a deed from an auction, right, from a tax lien,
Yeah.
it takes like an additional 3 years for the person to be able to get the deed to that property. I forget how it works. So a lot of people aren't taking away those, those tax liens aren't ever actually making it to fruition. So everybody here in Yuma knows that if you get a tax lien, it really doesn't matter. They will not auction off your house.
Really?
Yeah, because no one wants to buy it.
Crazy.
Because the thing is, you got 3 years, and that person, the homeowner, can have 3 years to pay back the person that bought that lien, and then they have to pay them back interest. But it's just a mess. I mean, no one wants to put X amount of money down and not have the property for 3 years.
I get it, but that'd be if it got auctioned off, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, I mean, if people are still not paying their taxes, I still think it's a good list to be going after. I go up to the IRS debt lien list, and that doesn't really affect the property at all because we got a homestead here in Florida. Dang. I mean, that's why I don't do tax auctions. Those redemption periods are terrible. But
yeah,
if you're not paying your taxes, I mean, most people pay their property taxes, so I'd still be going after it.
Okay.
But I mean, as an investor, any place with a redemption's crazy. But
so you wouldn't even go virtual if you were myself. You would stay
I'd stay in Yuma, dude. If I'll tell you what I'm doing, I know you have a businesses, so this is just crazy, Zach, right? I would legitimately drop for dollars 10 hours a week, cold call 5 hours a week, which work 15 hours. That's it. I had my sticky notes. I'd do 20 hours a week. I'd probably get 2 or 3 deals per month. It'd be easy. I would also do bandit signs. I would test it out just because like the weather's kind of nicer in Arizona where like the elements won't destroy it. I mean, in Florida, we get these crazy winds and storms everywhere that like will bring a sign off. I'd be stapling signs everywhere out there, man. It'd be crazy. But that's what I do. Just between you and me. But I would test. Do you know if bandit signs work in you? Because I know bandit signs. I'm only assuming because I'm thinking what works in Maricopa and what used to work in the day. I'm just thinking about in a less saturated market. Bandit signs work too back then.
Yuma's bandit sign. They have bandit signs out. I don't know if I know a couple wholesalers that is their only form of marketing, and they're getting maybe 2 to 3 deals a year. I mean, they're not getting much, but they're still getting something.
Dude, I'm not talking about the average person's bandit sign. I'm talking about a Zach level bandit sign. The bandit signs I was doing on 17, 18, man.
Yeah,
50 a week.
Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, like 50 a week for 5 weeks, a month, times 12. If you do, I'd 10x that, so get 30 deals a year, dude. I'd try bandit signs out, honestly. I don't think they're that bad. So
already.
The reason why I'm talking to you here, man, is like I can't tell you what works in Yuma or not.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is I do a marketing list in a channel. I test it. I see, this sticks. I go hard on that, That's kind of the way I do it. I'm very analytical when I look at stuff like this. Kind of like what I did. I did a bunch of cold calling, I did a bunch of bandit signs, and like for virtual, I figure out what's working, what doesn't. Some markets SMS sucks. Some markets SMS does great. Some markets probates are king, and some aren't. I would just test it out and see. If you find people are doing deals with bandit signs in your market, I would be doing that.
Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.